looks now. Of course, they love that squad and their story during this offseason. But the story right now, looking at it, if I was a betting man, I'm just going to say that REZEARS might just be the new Resolve side going up against Hanover, who have got a point to prove. 10 seconds already into this one. Spooks, and well, this is a flying start for Hanover.
Well, you hear the rumors already over on Bacon's end. I'll keep myself silent on all the rumors going on in Europe because there's way too many going on right now. And we just look at what's in front of us right here, right now. It's fast into the middle. It's a setup. It's a finish. It's what you want to see.
Beautiful finish by DAVOOF. Again, I'm liking these downings coming out. I'm liking the aggression that you're seeing from Hanover. After a little bit of a withdrawal to recollect themselves, but then going in, making sure to remove the players. Not near enough a fancy play there, but great communication between the lads.
But I do want to say, with one team being knocked out already, ESC, they're already knocked out. So I would say that on paper, we're looking at the strongest team right now in REZEARS. We just have to see it from them, because they are a team that could be upset by a team like DAVOOF, PZY, and Scream.
True, they could be upset by them. I don't know, it's a best of 5, remember, folks, here. So I think this early sort of like game 1 just uses a feeler, of course. We do expect teams of these calibers to be scrimming each other quite regularly. We know, of course, EU is open to near enough anyone to scrim against them. But as we're drawing in, had the confirmation that RLCS will be starting at the end of January. This is now crunch time for a lot of these teams.
Yep, and of course, the minimum wage going down to 13, so maybe a couple more players being eligible to play and for the lookout right now. I'm not sure if we have any real talents that are 13, but maybe a couple of 14-year-olds going around that you could be thinking like, hey, they could maybe be a pickup for a team like Hanover, for example, who have said they are able to look around and explore options. On the other hand, I mean, we're pretty much guaranteed that REZEARS is going to play together like this, right?
Yeah, this feels like the final iteration of this squad. Defense holds strong against DAVOOF, who wants to pop that back in towards mid, but Noah, so stalwart, just able to block out every attempt. REZEARS bringing it in slow, and this is a great dribble blocked out by PZY.
LUIISP taking it a bit slow, but gets a bit dribbled away by PZY, just trying to block him off right there. As he just gets the ball slow touch into the middle, popping it up high, but no one there ready for it. But no one of the enemy is going to this ball. It's a free shot for a Scream. The defenders all just standing still looking at it.
I like that little pop by PZY. I've got to say, like, the direction clearly planned. It's just a slow play into the mid. No one really ready for that from REZEARS. Just, I think they thought that was going to be a ground pass. Clearly, the wires are getting crossed, and this looks like a team that's not necessarily ready and warmed up for what Hanover are throwing at them. Woo!
Passing plays are around Hanover right now, like it's Prime Barcelona looking like this. I mean, you could see it coming from a bit away, but the flick up into the air and just the trust in one another. This is looking spicy.
I said coming into it, Hanover might be deemed the underdogs, but dang, these dogs have got some bite to them. They are chomping at the bits to have this chance, and well, they're looking good straight out of the gates.
All bite, no bark from these dogs. Walking around the park right now is REZEARS, trying to gain some type of leash on this game, trying to get it back into their own control, but it's Scream take control of this ball from the ceiling, drops it straight on down, doesn't want to do too much, and I'm noticing a bit of a weird pattern right now going on with this team. It's just that they don't want to commit early to those challenges.
I was going to say, they've got the ideas in there. They'll ignite the engines, but they're not really setting off. They've still got the handbrake on. LUIISP taking it all to himself, but again, it was an easy read at this level, able to get the block out, is straight on the line, blank out, and clearances downfield just show that it's a very fragile formation that REZEARS have. If Hanover can turn a counter-attack and just get it downfield in an instant.
Sorry, the reason why I screamed what was because Scream saved the ball while being upside down. He was turtling.
Yeah, a little bit of style. Don't go amiss.
Yeah. Style, maybe a bit of awkwardness. We don't know. It's still trio though, so maybe that awkwardness is helping them out right now. NOAHSAKI getting the best of touches. Ball into the middle. LUIISP looking to get forward, but can't get a good touch on this Scream. One touch into the middle, and it's a free playing field once again. DAVOOF 50.
Well, notice how Hanover are playing as well. Whilst it might not always be confident touches, it's taking away that control from REZEARS, not making it really nice to play with. It's making it awkward, and this is working right now.
Even though I really want to just go full on blast in Hanover fanboy in me and let loose on this sense, I do feel like it's more REZEARS just giving too much freedom and not so much Hanover taking that freedom or building it for themselves. Of course, Hanover is using the freedom they're getting beautifully with a couple of passing plays, but right now LUIISP could drop this one down, the pass from the solo play. LUIISP, this is a bit dirty, to be honest.
Dirty. Able to pick up is that second touch to me that is inspired. The pass to yourself in the corner, because Spooks, that corner pass, like in a situation like that, super fast ball, you would look to just send it deep towards your opponent's net to gain that ground, then look to hold on. But no, LUIISP just went, you know what? Let's give this a try. And oh, the send is beautiful.
I mean, if you're a team like REZEARS, you're gonna have to use the mechanics, because let's be honest, NOAHSAKI, LUIISP, REZEARS, all three are mechanical players. They all know what to do with the ball, and they all know how to take it under them. As the DAVOOF loses control right on there, it's to the NOAHSAKI, who gives it away to Scream. Last couple of seconds, I don't see this happening, sadly enough.
Yeah, but that previous goal from LUIISP's got to be a confidence boost. If they can get another one, immediately for me, Spooks, it's got to be a team goal. You can't just count on solo plays where your opponents are expecting moments like that to be build-ups, to be passes, and instead you go for a solo. Sure, that'll get you 1, maybe 2 goals, but when Hanover, as a squad, were able to build up 3 here, you can just see that the altogether package is there for Hanover right now, and REZEARS have got to get talking during this break.
Definitely. I want them to challenge a bit earlier as first man. Don't give that much freedom, because you saw just the passing plays. They were just walking around like they could do whatever they want in Hanover this time around. You cannot allow an enemy team to just be that free in a series, that free in a matchup. You have to challenge early, you have to be committing to it. You have to force them into a sort of play that they aren't comfortable with. Then again, we still have to see Hanover be a bit more uncomfortable, because like you said, the LUIISP goal was great, but it was an insane solo play. It's not going to be something you can recreate every game.
For me, the challenges aren't too bad. Like, it's not the difference maker for REZEARS. It's really that when REZEARS on the ball wanting to push downfield, unless it was LUIISP in solo plays like that, they're kind of playing as if they don't expect Hanover to challenge them. And that's just fundamentally wrong. Like, they're just not set up in a formation that they're allowing for 50-50s to go out wide and say, no, we'll pick up after REZEARS. You know, they're not looking to build up as a squad. Instead, they're just wanting to run it, and you can't do that at this level.
REZEARS trying to maybe do another little solo play, trying to prove me and you wrong, and showing that they are able to just do that. But DAVOOF with a bit of a flip reset, clear gets it away. Psy going high, and Scream right away on top of it, and that's a bit of that trust in one another that, of course, Psy and Scream are gonna have. They played so much together right now. They're gonna be just fully trusting each other to do the things that they expect to do.
That sort of chemistry still needing to be built up over on the side of REZEARS. Finally, the dart in from REZEARS, but Psy perfectly poised. I love the bat flip, but LUIISP able to follow up onto this one. Pass one, the bump onto DAVOOF, but where is REZEARS? Why are they so reserved in the midfield?
Didn't trust it, didn't believe in it. Maybe they need to be trusting each other as much as Scream and Psy are trusting one another. But this time around, REZEARS trusts himself in his challenge. DAVOOF, bad hit into the middle. It's LUIISP control. Easy one little control touch right there.
LUIISP, you could see it wanting to pick up the game by the scruff of his neck. Beautiful read, cuts outside, gets in there nice and early, and that is a big old grin across his face. That's finally a lead for REZEARS Spooks.
But that's first touch, though. Let's be honest. That's a first touch of your dreams. That's something you dream of doing, and you finally get it under the player who plays exactly like you wanted to. Scream right now from the ceiling, maybe straight on down, gets the 50 with REZEARS. Onto the side, NOAHSAKI now. Look for the clear. Gets the 50. And once again, not something. No one really following it up. No one really there to help him out. DAVOOF going again for the flip resets. I think someone has a bit of a liking to them right now.
Oh, DAVOOF comes in clutch. LUIISP just lingering about, pushing it out towards the wall, but no boost. Bumps into Noah. That slows things down. They're not able to deal that quick 1-2 punch that they need to. Ball handed over, and Scream is just buying for time here.
into the air, looking for the bump, gets the bump side, ready for it. The trust in one another. I've said it before. These three are trusting their backs to one another and have no doubt in their minds.
Again, in their place, there is an utter lack of downtime. They're continuously hit, always playing with that ball, not allowing those intersections. Yes, you can put a player into the fence, but we either bump you out, or when it is dislodged, we'll have a second player to pick up. And it's that cohesion between Hanover, which is so impressive.
It's definitely been the difference maker right now, because I would still put REZEARS as a favorite team to win this type of matchup, but they're just not as confident in one another, as confident in the rotations that they have right now. It's a bit too slow to be playing like this, especially with what you've been saying, the follow-ups from Hanover, where they just are non-stop, so quick to follow it up. Maybe a bit too quick this time around, though.
But you look at Hanover, and they're only ever sending 2 players. They do keep that safety net, the third man there to cover themselves in case things don't go right. And again, that screams that you need those changes from REZEARS, because you've got to pull that third man in. If they're going to go for these types of plays, they've got to be nearing a full commit and in, and they're too comfortable right now.
Green banging it forward once again. There's no one back. REZEARS must be thanking his lucky stars that that ball banged on the ceiling and he could get it away. PZY now looking for a single one touchdown to the ground. The DAVOOF couldn't get to it quick enough. LUIISP has control once again. We've seen how good he is with the touches. But it doesn't matter how good you are really making, because if you get deleted from the field, there's nothing you can do.
Hey, only for 3 seconds, and who knows, sometimes it can go against you because you get that 2 boost back as well. You know, if you go from empty, LUIISP removed once again, and I think these sort of like little aggro plays from Hanover just trying to breed a little bit of frustration for REZEARS, who feel like they're trying to figure it out, so you're mixing things up that way.
It almost went the other way with NOAHSAKI getting the bump, but sadly enough, there was still a defender left in his path. REZEARS, the 50-man, not getting it past this defender this time around. Scream onto the side wall, into the middle once again. You have to be careful now, because this post hit could have led to something more dangerous, but LUIISP went for the demo. Scream gets the 50 in his favor.
Also harsh again, because you can see it is starting to connect here for REZEARS, but it's that sort of ambition, that knowledge that the ball's going to be loose in front of their nets. You full send it, which will get them the goals right now, but that's a big ask, because if they don't make the right prediction, Spooks, well then the counter-attack comes out and it could be a goal going into the room net.
REZEARS on the goal line, getting the save just barely. Could have almost been the 2-1 for Hanover, who have been the more comfortable side in this matchup. Still have to be careful though. NOAHSAKI look for bumps once again, being a bit of a nuisance. REZEARS can't get a good touch onto this side. 50-man into the middle, into the hands of NOAHSAKI. Probably taking it a bit slower. One stat control, maybe one stat overtime, quite honestly.
Well, I mean, it's a safer play here, but this could just turn into aces form. Launch downfield, off the wall, Scream, lets it bounce the ground, and there we go, OT in game number 2.
But this entire game so far has been feeling better for Hanover than it has been feeling for REZEARS. Even though it's a better game 2 than game 1, it's still not as confident or as comfortable, really, because the offensive attacks have all been solo mechanical plays, while on the other end, these types of plays have been happening a lot.
But you got to think, the margins have kind of got closer. Instead of it being, I don't know, 85% in favor of Hanover, now it feels only about 55%. REZEARS just got to wait for that glimmer, that little chance, that spark, they can get a goal quite easily. They've got those capabilities.
They're looking for the stars to align in their favor, everything to be pitch perfect, exactly the way you want it to. But it has not been that way. They haven't found the right sound, they haven't found the right note. And now LUIISP, maybe he can get something away, but it gets bumped again. Goodbye, now you have the DAVOOF under control.
Oh, pass out to Scream, blocked on the line by NOAHSAKI. REZEARS can't get around onto it. No, with the launch. LUIISP does get the bump, and well, ball in with REZEARS. I think they've got to try and play this slow, build nice and comfortably into their opponent's half, look to lock down that midfield line. These challenges need to come in a bit quicker, or even come in at all. Finally, Noah does get the touch. Has no options in front of him.
REZEARS could go for double, but that's easily defended by DAVOOF, who has been a defensive mastermind right now for Hanover. Getting control touches, getting good clears, getting touches that you need PZY right now. In a good position, could he get it into the middle? The pace maybe a bit too much this time around. And in the hands of NOAHSAKI we go, right back into the middle. Could there be a follow-up? Yes, there's a miss.
Oh, but size on the ball. DAVOOF below on 100 can follow this
Oh
up.
no!
Won't
Psy!
even need a follow-up. Psy finds the net.
We complimented the mechanical plays of REZEARS, but Psy from the ceiling finds the top corner. The speed on this man.
We're on to match point now.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. No, that shouldn't be happening that fast.
We both agreed, like even me as the Hanover fanboy in this scenario, agreed REZEARS is the favorites. They're the ones that are probably the favorites to win it all, but Hanover, they're dominant. They're playing good, clean Rocket League.
A team like REZEARS should have a case to win everything this evening. You know, go the whole way to the grand finals.
Yes.
That's the caliber of these players. And yes, Hanover are the underdogs. But again, we always compliment the depth of EU. You can't count out a team like Hanover. And I think REZEARS, they're going to be kicking themselves for coming in what feels like cold to that first game, even though, you know, we're waiting on them. They got a goal taken away from them by a small round of Rocket League. So, you know, it's a case where I don't know what's going on with REZEARS. This is going to be, I know, me prodding your coach brain here, Spooks, but this was a team that just came in with no game plan whatsoever, weren't even looking to play together in that game one. Punished for it, because game two, they finally were connected, weren't they?
It feels like they have a game plan, but the game plan feels a lot like the old Veloce, where it's defense first and offense second. And the problem is, you're giving Hanover too much time, and Hanover likes that time. Especially with a mastermind in their team like Scream, like DAVOOF.
It's too dangerous to play entirely counter-attacking Rocket League in this day and age. You've got to try and set the tone yourself. Noah, it's a cheeky little pop, but DAVOOF is there, just enough boost. Will now look to cover it and actually lines up perfectly for Psy.
And people must be wondering, or maybe wondering, why do I call DAVOOF one of the masterminds? Well, it's very simple. Look at how he's positioned defensively. Look at his touches in defense. It's always control. It's always patient. It's always looking for what he can do that can help his team. This time around the demo, opening up a bit more space, opening a bit more freedom. One touch into the middle size there, but LUIISP was a bit quicker.
It's given his team a platform to work with, but LUIISP, give him a second, give him an inch, and he will take a mile. Just once again, a cheeky little solo play, and that's all that REZEARS need.
LUIISP has been the shining star. I do want to say that the sneaky little Williams resolve cool explosion, by the way.
Hey, I said rumors, and maybe he's just playing into them, but at the same time, you've got to remember, there's only been 3 goals for REZEARS. All 3 of them have been by LUIISP. They've got to be working as an entire team. They're still not there yet.
Looking for the double, though. Trying to be the shining star of his team, but this time around has to wait a bit longer. DAVOOF going for that sidewall hit, trying to get a bit more control. Once again, REZEARS with a bad touch. LUIISP has to help him out. Psy can't get a good touch on this, though, and LUIISP gets it into the middle. But Scream is patient, waiting for it, and a mistouch from NOAHSAKI leads DAVOOF into a 50. But he didn't have a lot of boost for this one, though, and has to give it away to Psy.
Oh, I love that little wall pinch right there. Just the dash into the wall. Making sure the gains some distance. It saves the rest of the 100 that's in the tank you've got. It's very concise Rocket League.
From the ceiling straight on down. REZEARS couldn't do much of it either. It was an awkward ball anyway. Bit of a throwaway this time around. Scream throws this one away. Maybe it's in the wrong hands. DAVOOF clear forward once again. REZEARS is quicker than anyone else. He has the mechanics, but DAVOOF is just blocking him off. DAVOOF has been such a nuisance at the defensive end.
So a simple shot down towards net, blocked by Scream. It is cleared once again, but DAVOOF upon that backboard. What a cheeky bounce.
You see what I mean?
You notice, though, this midfield control is better from REZEARS. It is finally broken away, but LUIISP knocking out wide, going with 100, but there's no skin in that game. Scream's running it towards net. It's loose. LUIISP is there, however.
The thing is, even with that midfield control, it never looked like Hanover was being pushed back all that much. They were still in a good position, and you saw whenever they break free, they're dangerous, they're lethal, they're quick as well.
I don't know, you got to give full credit. The clutch defense, all those jumps across the nets are there from REZEARS. You would expect these players to be okay with those kind of shots, and it's proven itself now 3 times in this game alone that REZEARS are fine. They kind of want Hanover to put these shots on, which they can easily save, put a lot of power behind and clear, and they will just go in a counter.
The cracks are finally starting to appear in the armor after being shot at so much this game. And, I mean, who's to blame, really? No one, really, because REZEARS has been building this play up for ages.
It kind of feels, and this is like the plan from the get-go. They've got Coach Tadpole, not in the lobby, of course, but either watching stream right now or, I don't know, on Discord, however they're streaming to each other, right? And it's just there, like, you need to make these small changes. Stick with the game plan, keep building, because it does feel like just small iterations upon what they originally wanted, which, yes, was not working out of the gates in game number 1, but you could see the idea in game 2. Finally, in game 3, it's coming to fruition.
Big clear from LUIISP into the hands of PZY. Still a possibility of 1 minute left on the clock. Gets it under 1. And NOAHSAKI and REZEARS, maybe a bit of miscommunication or mistouch. You don't know. Either one is not good for them. REZEARS missing the ball. NOAHSAKI gets it under control though. There's Scream. Back into the middle. It's LUIISP though. And he just gets it away. And it's been something we've been hammering home on this game. A bit more control from REZEARS. Less panicky defense, less panicky all over, and also attacking more. Just being more upfront. PZY this time around with the flip reset attempt. NOAHSAKI says no, goodbye, ego challenge.
Well, you say panicky defense. I think it's just more looking for passes from their defense instead of clearances downfield, because the entire way along they had been playing counter-attack in Rocket League, but now it's just looking for a follow-up hit, a plan, a pass to each other. It's still not incredible, but it's enough to keep opponents at bay, and they are stopping build-ups effectively from Hanover.
Definitely, and this game has been a good game for REZEARS. This is probably what Tadpole wants to see out of his roster. Just a bit more confidence, a bit more easiness. They're still not there, you know, because like you still have 2 more games to win to beat Hanover, but this has been the correct step.
So what is the step for Hanover here to come back? Because again, like we said, they weren't a team that were necessarily doing anything bad. They've just got to now have a little spark of creativity themselves, right?
The one thing Hanover needs right now is very simple. Don't panic and just keep going for the bump, for the demos, for the nuisance plays. Why? Because you keep want to be putting pressure onto REZEARS, because you saw even in this game there were still slip-ups, there were still mistakes, but the demos were being done a whole lot less, and the ones that were being done were not as effective this time around. If you can get back into that, being a bit more of a nuisance, the structure that is being built will tumble.
We're just absolutely running through these. It feels like a speedrun kind of day. Like, the breaks is super short. We're already getting onto the pitch for game number 4. Yeah, I don't mind at all. Here, Hanover still just one single game. They have that safety net. Sure, it's not as firm. They could fall through it if they go into that game number 5. But nonetheless, they have got opportunities. They can still experiment and come up with new ideas here. They don't have to instantly throw it at their opponents. They can build.
Sneaky little wall dash right there from the poop. I love seeing the players abuse that in a sense, where they're just non-stop going for it and just a tiny second quicker where you normally would not expect them to be there. The DAVOOF this time around just banks it away though, a bit less control. LUIISP with flip into the shot and a clear into the hands of PZY, almost with the fake though.
Oh, but DAVOOF!
What?
It's left lingering. Look, it's just not got that boost, not able to get the touch. REZEARS pops it up, dislodged by and it was a tackle, you know, the bump there. Got onto the wall just a little bit too late and thus couldn't get to the ball in time.
There are times as a caster, you look at a play, you think like, oh, there's nothing gonna be done with this. There's nothing, the enemy's gonna have this and they're gonna be in control. That was one of those plays where I just thought like, oh, that's easy. They're fine with that, and nope. The ball just ended up into the back of your own net. NOAHSAKI does get a demo on side, doesn't put him anywhere near the goal this time around, but in defense, he's also there to help out, you know?
Good read, ball popped towards middle, but Noah's a little bit too slow to get onto that. LUIISP keeping the ball in their opponent's half. It allows time for both LUIISP and REZEARS to get some boost, but look at this, Hanover looking to build up once again. That REZEARS confident in what they can do in defense.
Has to be careful here though. Was front post. Does get the one touch, but PZY not quick enough, and this one is an awkward position. Should have probably been already in, but it gets saved by Scream. The defense holds itself strong. Can they keep it going forward now with the transition attack? REZEARS has an easy touch.
We have been a little bit quiet on screen throughout the entirety of this match so far, but they've kind of been that silent ninja just filling in the gaps, and for a team like Hanover, that's such an important role.
Roles are being filled, the jobs are being done, and while the job lists are slowly being emptied right now, if you look at the transfer rumors and the transfers going on, so maybe we can see some finished products already. These two teams are not finished just yet. Both have a lot more quality to show themselves. LUIISP trying to show a bit of quality himself there.
Yeah, we don't have any unemployment issues right now in EU, which we like. We've even got some players, you know, that are electing to take the time off. It's a funny old thing off-season in Rocket League, but with the on-season coming so shortly, you can see people are scrambling to get, well, everything in check.
Scream. Drops it on down. Can he follow it up? He does follow it up. NOAHSAKI not quick enough to clear. Trying to sustain a bit of offensive pressure. REZEARS, though, the man that has been holding his team together, trying to get it clear. Not a miss coming out from PZY. Unexpected from everyone involved. LUIISP lifting it down low. Scream also awkward right now. You can see how much these people trust each other to hit the ball, because everyone expected PZY to hit it. He misses that ball, and everyone is just awkward.
Yeah, but Scream had a ton of time given to him to run that away, right? Like, you could see REZEARS could have gone in for the challenge, but they didn't. It's almost, well, I say it's almost, it feels like they wanted that ball to be played out to the midfield, and they're kind of trying to conduct their opponents into a way that they want the ball to be played. It's so interesting.
Trying to conduct the enemy into their own path, trying to be the mastermind of this series. Well, so far, it has not played into their favor at all. REZEARS, maybe he can do it this time around. LUIISP misses the ball, but it's open for NOAHSAKI. PZY with the save. Can he follow it through? Looking for a pump on LUIISP. LUIISP just easily maneuvers around him. No problem.
You gotta be careful. LUIISP has caused some damage beforehand. Not this time around. Looked out onto DAVOOF, thrown into the opposite corner. This is now Chance. REZEARS near the build-up, bumped away. Ball left loose by DAVOOF, is now picking this up, running away with it. LUIISP bumped DAVOOF, still on the ball. REZEARS death mode away by DAVOOF, and now you've just got to play cautiously, REZEARS.
Problem is, it's only 1 minute left, and you're still 1-0 down, so you have to be maybe not so cautious. You have to push forward. PZY with clear. Away into the hands of NOAHSAKI, back into the middle. REZEARS not getting the best of touches, the play he would have wanted. And it's just more time wasted off the clock. As you can see, Scream slows it down, tries to force you into the 50, the move to the side. PZY almost getting bumped. REZEARS has to back out right now. It's into the hands of Scream once again, and that's the man that will slow down this gameplay a lot.
Sure, getting a goal sooner rather than later is better, but you've got to have that confidence in yourselves. You've got to know that there are still opportunities ahead, and that you just got to keep this pressure up. Finally, they will crack. Noah blocked out by PZY. Noah once again wanted to dislodge this back towards his teammates in midfield, but the defense of Hanover holds strong.
Big booming clear. You feel like one more attack could be maybe on the cards, but it has to be done quick. NOAHSAKI gets it over one, but the seconds are running away from him, just like the ball's running away. Scream drops it down low, and Hanover 3-1 victory against the odds.
Absolute insanity right now. You wouldn't think it. Hanover coming into this looking like a dominant force, and rightfully so. They have earned their spot into the semi-final, and well, me oh my, Kachowed up in a same fashion. 3-1 SAR. We know who their opposition is, Spooks.
We know who their opposition is, and it's gonna be an interesting matchup with the Kachowed guys, looking to maybe take one final victory before the start of the season, I should say. But Hanover truly have impressed me. I was already a fan of them, but the way they played this time around, I am a massive fan of it.
Right, folks, we need to throw this to a break very quickly because, well, the semi-finals are near enough ready for us to go. It's going to be Cross News versus the Spartan Warriors after this break.